y'all? Y'all already know it's Rebecca Shelby, CCD's media coordinator, CCD Worldwide. And right now we are in Staten Island. That's the part of the world we're in. And I'm going to be interviewing Penn and Perry Inc. with me right now. So we're going to get into a whole bunch of things about Safe Summer, talk about the healing justice movement, and just give y'all a good educational time. You know, like get them brains moving. As prominent members of the healing justice movement, let me put some respect on y'all name.
No doubt.
Could you just explain to me your thought process around introducing Taekwondo as, you know, a way for children to release energy, express themselves? Is that something that they're into, defend themselves against bullies? Because we see that the suicide rates are up younger and younger children due to bullying, and just a way for them to release energy and have somewhere to go after school. Like, there's so many benefits that come from y'all Taekwondo program.
Any diversion to share with our young people, young men and young women, to reroute them from picking up a gun is beautiful. We are familiar with Taekwondo and the Taekwondo program, and we've actually shared that with a lot of our youth that we work with. And we've seen that it's become popular among you. If you think about black and brown children, not really exposed to that, right? Along with a lot of other services, they're not really exposed to it. So we think that it's an important piece and an important method to share with them so they don't run to the gun. They can fight, they can defend themselves, they can defend their sister or their mom if they're ever in that position. So we think it's a great tool.
Right, and us being from Staten Island, you know, Wu-Tang, you know, we've been dealing with karate our whole lives. And as a youngster, like I said, you know, I done got my butt whipped plenty of times for, you know, practicing karate, playing karate with but you know, we didn't have that professionalism behind it, right? So now to have that type of professionalism where our kids are learning how to use that energy and learning discipline, that's a beautiful thing, man. It's healing.
Can you speak to not just the importance of black fathers, you know, being allowed to talk about fatherhood and express themselves and have somewhere to be, but also the historical and systematic context as well? What's the importance of just men being able to speak about fatherhood and be vulnerable and get their emotions out and talk about, you know, how absenteeism may have or may have not affected them?
Right. Being someone who has a history in my music and in my life has always been, I've been void of a father, right, first and foremost. So I know what it feels like, and I know the impact of not having a father. Right here I am a father. Knowing what the void feels like, then becoming a father, a lot of times is gonna allow you and push you to be what you needed, right? And so we feel like, one of the things I always share with this brother here and with the community is that I'm seeing a lot of our black and brown men step up. Younger. These fellas are taking care of their kids. And I think that's not being magnified enough.
No.
So we want to continue to push that narrative to show that we are fathers. When I'm interviewed, whether it be music, clothing, whatever, with you guys, I'm a father first. That's kind of my first title above anything. And so I think we need to share that narrative more. So we think it's very important that outside of consumerism, with Mother's Day and Father's Day, outside of that, you said dig deep, so we're gonna go a little deep, right? Outside of that world, because a lot of it is fluff and a lot of it is consumerism, we try to stay away from that. Father's Day and Mother's Day is every day.
When you talk about Juneteenth and you talk about Father's Day, you talk about gun violence awareness, one of the major things that came to my mind was prison, right? And the prison system. So me as a young black father doing time in prison, it was a process of me getting back involved in my kids' lives, right? So I'm thinking about the hundreds of thousands of black men that are still incarcerated that need to get back into their kids' lives, right? So now when you talk about the way the system and the government has targeted black men as a part of a plan to disattach the black family,
right?
This is why there's a lot of issues, right? And like Mike said, he sees a lot of our young brothers that are being fathers to their kids, and most of them are fathers who didn't have fathers at one time, so, right? So I think the bigger conversation is about fathers influencing other young men to be good fathers, because we didn't have the influence of good fathers in our lives, right? We had to learn on our own, and pretty much learning from the aspect of, I know what I didn't have, so I'm gonna give my child everything I didn't have.
That whole narrative that we ain't there, I think that was BS too from the rip. Because you got to look at what the society and the system did to us, right? They locked us up for life. They took us away from our children in a lot of cases where it shouldn't have been that way. So you think about that, you think about the murder rate, things like that. My father was actually murdered, you know, when I was 10 years old. So he was taken away that way. So you got to think about, I don't think there was never a shortage of men wanting to be there. I think there was a lot of influence from society and the system that came down and ripped us out of the homes, like the brother mentioned, in more ways than one. So that kind of pulled us away from the family structure. I don't never think it was a time in history where we didn't want to be fathers.
Right, and I also want to add too that the child support system is a huge anchor in a lot of black fathers' lives, right? This child support system alone, right, it hurts men coming from this incarceration system, you know, trying to get their lives together, right? And with all of this back child support and the way that whole system is set up, there's certain black men that will never be able to work regular jobs and get regular paychecks because of that. And I go through this on a regular basis trying to help black men, and there's 70,000 in the hole for child support, right? But most of this time they was in prison, they was in jail, you know what I mean? So we need to fix that.
The FBI is projecting that gun violence will increase 42% this summer. What is your immediate emotion when you hear something like that? Like, what does that make you feel?
Right. Me personally, I get an emotional reaction to it because it's like, wow, you look at those numbers. I would like to tell the FBI we have different plans, right? We have a plan with Human Justice Network, the work that we're going to be doing. We feel as if the energy that we're going to produce, that we're co-producing with public safety in New York City, we're not going to see that number. So I would like to challenge the FBI and show them we got different plans.
Hospital responder, conflict mediation, all of these skills and trainings that I've learned help me save other people's lives, right? I've saved my own life at certain times, and this is what we express to our staff all the time. We gotta use these trainings because they work. They work if you use it. It's very important that all violence interrupters or community violence interrupters learn these skills and these trades and actually exercise them on the field. It's helped us in the work a great deal, me being able to step into a conflict and step into a high-risk situation in a hospital and not say something or do something that'll make the situation worse, you know, and just pretty much come in. Like Mike always say, Mike says, my weapon of choice is love. I come in every situation with love. So regardless of how you're feeling, my defense is love. And that's what I always try to implement with my hospital responder staff. You have to have a caring and passionate heart to be working in the hospital because people are in there hurting, and regardless of how they're feeling or whatever energy they're giving you, they're not in the right state. So it's a special job, it's a special place to be when you're out there using conflict mediation.
One of the things to point out with hospital responses is that when a person is shot or stabbed and we go visit them bedside, they're at the most vulnerable point right there, right? So it's either we get them or we lose them at bedside. We have a history and a percentage where a lot of times we're going to recruit that young man and young woman into our program. And we're going to be able to change their mind, change their lives right at bedside because they're vulnerable and they're thinking everything. They're not used to or expecting brothers like me and him and our team to come visit them at bedside to do that work and have a conversation with them. Because when we step in, they're like, who the hell are you and what you want? Once they get to talking to us and we're offering the services, they feel so much more relaxed. They're comfortable. We're sharing with them. We're letting them know that they're safe. We don't want to know about, we're not there to investigate a crime. We're there to stop another shooting and to help that person out, you know what I'm saying? And provide whatever resources they need.
How do you think violence interruption, you know, the hospital responders are essential to even just safe summer and just, you know, promoting safety throughout the summertime?
Right, I would say we are the voices. We are the voices, the violence interrupters, hospital responders, the outreach workers. We talk about what the Human Justice Network is able to provide, right? Just with a bigger concept, right? You talk about the levels that we're able, violence interrupter, VIs, hospital responders, and then you have school conflict mediators. You have people. It's all about a message. All of those roles that I just mentioned are pushing a message. So we are the key. We are the cure to the violence. We are the remedy, right, to the drama out there, and we're the answer.
How does K-Bane and him connecting all of these different organizations throughout the healing justice movement and, you know, for Safe Summer, encourage change all throughout New York City?
When you mention K, you know, my brother, I met K doing this work about 9 years ago, going on 10. In my eyes, K is gonna go down. I'll put him in the same likes of Martin and Malcolm. That's not just a fly-by thing to say, right? You don't just mention about people. But I honestly think what he's doing, he's that powerful, right? We're in 2022, and so I look at what he's doing, and I put him in the same rank as those men. Of course, he has more work to do, but when it's all said and done, you're 100% gonna mention K and Dr. Devon Pryor and brothers alike, and everything that they've been able to build. I look at those brothers in that same light, and I think our relationship with K, him coming to us to build us up with CCD, making us a part of the Human Justice Network, has been life-changing for us. I told K the other day, I said, yo, K, you know, you're changing a lot of lives, bro. And I think you need to know that. I'm sure you hear it, but hear it from your brother you met 10 years ago in Staten Island.
Right.
That I'm home with my kids now, and what you're doing is helping my situation out right now while I'm texting you. Right, you're helping, so you're building capacity for Black and brown organizations. You're helping, you're getting us out there, you're getting us further. So now we're able to service hundreds and hundreds of more people. So you're building, that's what CCD is all about in my eyes. So when he asked us to join the movement, it was a no-brainer, because action, people talk a lot. K and them show action, you know what I'm saying? So those are our brothers, we love and appreciate them. And like I said, they're going down in history in my eyes with Martin and Malcolm.
When I think of K-Bane, I think of a man who has an undying love for his people.
Right.
You know, and with that being said, when you really love your people, right, you're running a burning building to save them. And that's pretty much, that's his position, man. He's a soldier. I think it's brilliant to actually get more people together, right? You get more bees with honey than vinegar, right? Everybody has this competitive spirit and this whole divisive energy. I'm better than you, or I'm bigger, and all of this. To pretty much bring everybody on an equal playing field and to show that we actually stronger sticking together. That's the power, man.
So I just want to say thank you guys again for just sitting down with me and having us in your new space. Again, congratulations on the new space. And yeah, so thank you so much. So, you know, as always, thank you guys for tuning in, and you already know it's CCD
Worldwide.